I got involved because I have a risk management and a technical assessment background. So it's really interesting to hear what Wayne and others have to say. I've worked with lots of experts over those years. I was asked by one of the public schools in the area actually to do a risk assessment, and that's where it all started. That public school actually backs onto Flat Rock Gully in terms of its catchment. And there are thousands of children, as you know, that use this area. We have one of the largest netball clubs in Sydney, if not New South Wales, using the area. So there's plenty of children around. And what I started to see really started to concern me in regards to children, to their health, their amenity, and ultimately our bushland as well. I'm also the president of Narrabeen Progress Association, which borders the other area along Flat Rock Gully, and I guess we feel very much that we're custodians to a certain degree with WEPA of Flat Rock Gully. Eric Wilsh was also our president. He was obviously very, very active at the time. And we want to honour that, I guess, as a Progress Association. I guess for me, this is all about life. It's about life. I thought it was going to be my red dog life, it's not the other. You know, it is about not only the life that's so important as we think 350 trees up to 500 trees that are going to be removed from the reserve. It's not only about the life of the invertebrates, the mammals, the birds, the powerful owls that actually use that area. And as we heard from Gay, it's a key wildlife corridor. It's not only about the life that's in Flat Rock Creek that is so fundamental to Middle Harbour. We're one of the main water catchments down to Middle Harbour. What we do to this catchment really matters to that ecosystem. And it's not only about the life of the kids that use the area and the community that use the area. It's also about the life of the gamma eagle that lived here, that were the original custodians of this land, and we have plenty of evidence to show that this was a key area for the gamma eagle. I'm not allowed to point out the sites where we walk around, but there are sites in this area, and this is Crown land right here. It's also about the life of the future generations, some of who are here today. Are they going to have this land to use? What we've seen in the St Peter's tip site, when the tunnels went through over there, is that land has been dug up. It's a tip site, not as toxic as the one that we've heard about today, but still considerably toxic. It was dug up, used as a construction zone, and they've tried to hand it back to the council in a state which just is unacceptable. It's clearly still contaminated because the stuff that they've tried to plant on it won't grow. We don't want to end up in a situation where this is cleared, and make no mistake about it, this is the edge of the tip site. So everything runs downstream from here. Those trees are binding that tip site. We start digging through it, and this is what we're concerned about. The contamination moves downstream. How much more will have to be cleared to be remediated? Do they have the money in the budget to remediate it? Or are they just going to hand it back to us in the state that they've handed back to St Peter's site? Council, and the councillors that are here today, or the Light team, they need to be representing us to state government on these matters. And I am very thankful that between Progress Associations and schools, Willoughby Council did stand up and actually report the site to the EPA. And that has enabled us to have it properly tested. It's been borehole tested at the moment. State government have released their report without those results, so they don't know how toxic it is yet. They're making decisions in this project. And I guess it's like, yes, Mimi. Flat Rock Gully is really a symbol for what's going on with this project. It's untested, it hasn't been sufficiently risk assessed, it is a key wildlife corridor, and it is a key to the heart, and I said this to Gladysbury Jickland, Flat Rock Gully is the heart of your community. It is a living, breathing heart of your community. It needs to be respected. So this is a symbol of everything that's wrong with this project. We have a project that hasn't been fully risk assessed, that has a marginal BCR, cost-benefit ratio, that has the beaches being part of it. Parliament hasn't even seen a business case for it yet. So we're making these big political promises without having the information up front. Now, if anyone's followed, my last point, if anyone's followed the Westgate Tunnel in Melbourne, that's been held up for months and months. It's now looking like the cost to sort that situation out is going to be upwards of $3 billion, and that the government is going to have to pay the cost of that, or at least some of it.
And that was PFAS contamination.
And that was PFAS. And that is what we have here, that's been gone untested, that's gone unmitigated, that's gone unplanned, and they just keep saying Flat Rock Gully is going to be the dive site. It is unacceptable. So from a stance point of view, from a best practice point of view, we've had many experts point this out to the government, and they're just not listening. So I'm very pleased, to make a long story short, that teams like Life, I would talk to anyone under the sun about these issues, because I want our kids to be safe, I want them to have the green space, I want our environment to be respected. So whoever comes to me wants to talk about Flat Rock Gully or the Beaches Link Tunnel, the Western Harbour Tunnel, I will talk to them about it, and so should you. This is beyond, just politics. This is about our community, and this is about how we go forward in Australia in terms of respecting our environment and our kids' future. So have a wonderful tour, and I haven't talked to anyone about it. Thanks.